Thanks so much, Duke. Thanks for your leadership on this issue. It's really a pleasure to be here this morning, and I want to thank ASU and the 10 Across team for bringing together so many subject matter experts and leaders from across the I-10 corridor to discuss our water future. I also want to welcome our newly elected mayor of Phoenix, Kate Gallego. Say how much I'm looking forward to working with you, Kate, in the coming years. As Kate knows well, Mark Twain had a saying, whiskey's for drinking, water's for fighting. But in Arizona, our experience the last few decades and even the last few months shows that we can work together and have positive accomplishments to secure our water future. This summit is taking place at a very exciting time for the state of Arizona. Today we're gathering in the fastest growing county in the country 2 years running. Arizona is the fourth fastest growing state, the second fastest growing economy in the nation. Our median household income is at an all-time high. Our wages are growing at one of the fastest rates of any state in the nation. We've added 300,000 jobs since 2015. Over the next 2 years, we're projected to add an additional 165,000 jobs, and we're beating 47 other states in GDP. Now, I'd be remiss in my role as governor if I didn't invite you all to also move here and bring your business. But I imagine that you will be going home to take these good ideas and apply to the benefit of your citizens. I do want to point out that in Arizona today, we use less water than we used when Dwight D. Eisenhower was president in 1957. That's despite our population growing over 6 million and our economy growing 20 times. Now, this didn't happen by accident. We do stand on the shoulders of giants, people that came before us, pragmatic and visionary leaders in the past, whose bipartisan accomplishments have enabled the high quality of life we enjoy today in this state. People like Governor Bruce Babbitt, who signed Arizona's historic Groundwater Management Act nearly 40 years ago while being flanked by members of both parties. And it was 5 years later when the Central Arizona Project system delivered its first water from the Colorado River. Carl Hayden, Mo Udall, Bruce Babbitt, John Kyle, and so many others. Our exceptional way of life in Arizona has made it possible for leaders with foresight to plan ahead and the fortitude to make the tough decisions for the benefit of future generations. Now, that is on us. This year, Arizona has faced the latest and is a historic water challenge in the management for the future. And with a proud history of bold leadership, innovation, and perseverance as our guide, we've taken that challenge on. Following many years of discussion between stakeholders and all the constituencies that you must bring together to get any positive movement in water, rural, urban, agriculture, industry, tribal communities, nonprofits, cities, and more, Arizona came together just 55 days ago to pass the Drought Contingency Plan. Of the 7 basin states needing to sign on to the DCP, Arizona was the only state requiring approval from our legislature, and we achieved it with bipartisan support. Along this I-10 corridor, we all have unique challenges with water. For a state like Louisiana, the challenges center on excess and inundation. In Arizona, our challenges center on dryness and conservation. But even at a time such as this, when there is so much in the political arena that threatens to divide people, Arizona has proven that our greatest challenges, especially around water, should and can unite us. After all, it is what sustains us. Just last week, leaders in all 7 basin states met in Arizona. They signed a letter to members of Congress memorializing the DCP and urging them to move forward with the plan. Director Brenda Berman and Bureau of Reclamation has also called on Congress to do the same, signing and signaling the Bureau's support for the plan. As we speak, Tom Bushatsky, who's our director of Arizona's Department of Water Resources, is in Washington, D.C. to testify to the House and Senate on the DCP. His message: the states have done our job, and now it's time for Congress to move forward and implement this plan to secure our water future. I want to take a moment and say thank you once again to everyone in Arizona who came together to pass the DCP. And I want to emphasize that our work has only just begun regarding this very important issue. Upon signing the DCP, I also signed an executive order on water augmentation, innovation, and conservation to focus on a future and culture of conservation. This council met for the first time a few weeks ago. And earlier this month, I had the opportunity to be with Governor Lewis and the Gila River Indian community for a grand opening of a new managed aquifer recharge project. I'm very grateful to our tribal communities for the cooperation and partnership in planning for our water future and for their continued work in doing so. I'm also grateful for the work of our utilities, our rural and agricultural communities, our nonprofits, including Steve Sells-Now and the Arizona Community Foundation, our cities, including Catherine Sorensen at the City of Phoenix Water Department, Ted Kowalski and the Walton Family Foundation, and so many others. Thank you all assembled here today for your ongoing work and leadership towards a more secure water future. And to everyone visiting from out of town, and to everyone who's here who calls Arizona home, we're partners in this endeavor. Water, as much as it is decided at the state level, is truly a national issue. So I'm grateful for you being at the summit, Duke. I'm grateful for your leadership, seeing this across the 10 corridor. And it's such a pivotal time in the water history of the Southwest and along the I-10. There's so much we can learn and apply from each other. Just as the pioneers who came before us built our thriving communities against all odds, I'm confident that if we continue to work together, there's no challenge that we can't overcome. Thank you so much, and enjoy the remainder of the summer.